Hey, greetings. Welcome back to Sean's Irish Whiskey Shelf, coming at you from the heart of the United States out here in the Midwest. And as always, before we get started, need to make sure I give a tip of the hat and a shout out to my new favorite vendors. I say that every video, but they are still my favorite vendors. Hard to find whiskey. You can find them down there at htfw.com. I placed an order this week, in fact. We've got a couple of new bottles that'll be joining the shelf here within the next week or two. So looking forward to getting those on here. And if there's anything you need to add to your shelf, by golly, just check them out, because they have a great selection of whiskeys and gin, tequila, vodka. They've got it all. So give them a try, htfw.com, and see if they've got something that you might enjoy. So, what I have for you this evening is a bottle that obviously is a little near and dear to me. On Sean's Irish Whiskey Shelf, we have Sean's Irish Whiskey. They even spell it right. Now, Sean's Pub is located in Athlone, County Westmeath in Ireland, and they are reported to be the oldest pub in all of Ireland, dating back to 900 AD. Now, Guinness is even checking that out, and so far as I could find, Guinness hasn't found any records that go back showing anything older than Sean's Bar. So they very likely are the oldest pub in all of Ireland. So they have made their own whiskey. They currently have two different blends, or two different offerings out there. One is a blend, one is a single malt. And I was able to come across their blend. So this is Sean's Bar. Hopefully I pronounced this correctly. Luain edition. And Luain is actually the name of the first barkeep at Sean's Bar back in 900 AD. And apparently he was very instrumental in helping get people across a very challenging crossing right there where the bar was located. So they named this particular offering of whiskey after him. This is a blend. So you're looking at, let me see here, 40%, 80 proof. And it's a blend of grain and malt whiskeys. So it's not produced at the site, it's produced off-site for Sean's. They don't specify who exactly the distiller is. And I believe, yes, matured in bourbon casks. So just like a whole lot of different whiskeys out there, a lot of whiskeys are matured in bourbon casks. Let's see, here we go. Yep. Luain, the very first innkeeper at Sean's Bar, guided people across the treacherous waters of the ancient ford. So that would be a little bit south of Loch Ree, is where they're talking about this crossing is located. So let's give this a try. Now, most of my longtime viewers will know that grain whiskey is definitely not my favorite, and malt whiskey I'm growing into malt whiskey, but it's still not my super favorite. So let's see what Sean's Bar Luain edition, see how that goes. Okay, so I don't notice a lot of nose to it. Sometimes when I pick up these glasses, and again, I'm not going to try to sit here and tell you what the nose is like. What I am going to tell you is whether or not it has a good nose to it. And I don't notice much of one with this particular whiskey. The little bit of nose that I do get, it's not as pleasurable, I guess, as some of the others that we've tried. As far as the taste profile goes, try one more time. See, I don't know because excuse me, because they don't specify what the exact blend is. So they don't say whether, it's 80% malt, 20% grain, or 50-50, or whatever it happens to be. They don't specify that. And because of that, I'm left to guess what we're dealing with here. I taste a lot of the grain. If I had to guess with the blue collar palate here, I would say that this is primarily a grain whiskey with some malt mixed in. And that's not really my style. I believe if you enjoy the grain whiskeys, so we're talking Angus Coffee or Busker single grain, Teeling single grain, if you like those kind of whiskeys, this is probably a pretty good whiskey. I don't prefer that. I'm still a single pot still guy. That's still my favorite. And again, I'm not going to say that this is a bad whiskey, because I can point out some bad whiskeys back here. There's a couple that we've tried that, yeah, we're not going there. So this isn't a bad whiskey. It is flavorful. All right, let's get that right. It's got some good flavor to it. It's got some good flavor, but it's just not my flavor. The nose is a little bit off-putting to me. And because I believe the grain, it's either predominantly grain or very heavily grain, I think that kind of overwhelms what little bit of malt taste might be in there. So, look, that's my take on Sean's Irish Whiskey, the Luain edition. I don't think it would be my everyday sipper. I think it's something that I would offer as something different if someone came over and wanted to try something that was a little bit away from the normal. We could try this, but it certainly isn't going to be something I take down and drink every day. And it would be interesting, folks, and I think this might be a future episode, to take this and compare it with one of the single grain whiskeys and see how that stacks up. See if that flavor profile is kind of right there in what we're looking at. So stay tuned to an upcoming episode. We'll do that. So that is all I have for you this evening, other than once again thanking folks, all of you, for pushing me over 100 subscribers. I'm up to 102 now, and that is fantastic. Look, folks, I'm having fun. I was looking back at some of my older videos, putting my Irish whiskey into a new database, and I realized that I pulled a lot of whiskey off the shelves, tasted them 3-4 bottles at a time, and it wasn't really fair, because I was trying whiskey that, they weren't comparable at like a single malt and a blend. So I think a lot of what I've learned is how to be a little bit more discriminating with how we do these taste tests. I've learned how to, or at least my palate has developed a little bit more. I am certainly not going to be like some of the folks on Irish Whiskey Fans of America. I've mentioned them before. They have a wonderful Facebook page, and you can learn more about Irish whiskey there than probably just about anywhere else. So, but I have learned and I am having fun. And I really do hope that you all will continue to join me in having fun tasting these together. So thank you all very much for your support, for your subscriptions. And as always, if you liked this video, go down in that corner, click on the thumbs up, like the video. It takes you just a second or two. And if you haven't done so, you can go to the other corner and you can click the subscribe button. And if you want to be notified when I do my new videos, usually come out once a week, you can click the bell and then you'll be notified of new videos. This is also the last video before Christmas. Not going to do another video until after Christmas. So I want to wish all of you a very Merry Christmas. I hope that you get to spend time with your loved ones, your family, your friends. Everyone has a safe Christmas. And hey, hope you get to enjoy some Irish whiskey, because you know what I say, any reason to have a drop of Irish whiskey is a great reason, especially at Christmas time. But folks, do it responsibly so you can be here for the next video next week. And until we do that video, I want you to be well and be safe. Merry Christmas, Sláinte. Bye now.